Hello and welcome to Meditations for Mortals. I'm Lindsay Milner. Meditations for Mortals is Oliver Burkeman's book, a 4-week guide to doing what counts. And in this book he suggests that we take one chapter a day and work through the principles contained within that chapter. And we are on week 4, day 23 of the 28 days. I've taken a bit longer than 28 days, but never mind, we'll get there. So day 23 is called How to Start from Sanity and subtitled On Paying Yourself First. Now, I think the title on this and the subtitle are kind of misleading. He does describe in the chapter that what he means by sanity is the similar principle that he's covered a couple of times before, that we don't promise ourselves that when we've achieved something or when we've cleared the decks, and he does use the phrase cleared the decks in this particular chapter, when we've cleared the decks we'll be happier, when we've cleared the decks we'll be successful, when we've cleared the decks we'll be calm and energetic and not stressed out and much more relaxed. So hence, I guess, sanity. And he says that what we need to do is actually accept that we're never going to clear the decks because the decks just keep filling back up. And it's more important to spend a little bit of time every day doing the more important things, the things that you want to do, not all of the busy work that gets in the way and you feel like you need to do to clear the decks. He says there are 3 ways that you can shift your mindset to become more that you're operating from what he calls sanity. You're operating from a position of I'm enjoying this, I'm quite happy that I've got things to do, but that I will be able to get on with them and do them and enjoy the process, rather than that feeling of, oh, I've got to get these out of the way first. So the first one that he talks about is he talks about a backlog. If you've got a backlog, it's really helpful to isolate that backlog. And he takes this from a book that I actually also really like, Mark Forster. I don't know whether there's 2 books that he's got. One's called, I think, something like Getting Things Done, and the other called Do It Tomorrow. But he says that if you've got a backlog, just accept you're never going to get on top of this backlog. You know, the example of emails, you'll never clear your inbox. So isolate the backlog and then work from a place where you keep on top of the new emails, and then you can go back and work through the backlog a little bit at a time, but you're not letting the backlog continue to build up. I do like this principle, and I have used this and I have found that it does work, although personally I have a tendency to then slip back into letting the backlog of emails build back up. But that's just me, and it's fine. That's how I am with emails. The second thing he says is free up some time by renegotiating your existing commitments. It's no good just telling yourself that you're not going to take on new commitments, because if you've already got too much to do, you need to cull some of those. So renegotiate what you're already working on, the deadlines, whether you need to do it, whether you can delegate it to someone, whether you even really need to be doing it at all. And the third thing that he says is treat your to-do list as a menu. So again, this is about accepting that you're never going to get everything done that you want to get done. And I quite like this analogy, and I think, as I've said before, with a group of friends, we're setting a target of, these are the 3 things that I'm going to do today. And often we will look at those and, sometimes we will sneak like 4 or 5 or 6 things in. But we still, I think the principle is that, well, if we tick 3 of them off, we've had a successful day. We've achieved something because we've achieved 3 things. And yes, it would be nice to get number 4 and number 5 done, but often we have to make a choice about which ones are absolutely the crucial ones and which ones we're just going to leave for another day. So I do like the principles that he's got there, and I do like that whole idea of, you're never going to clear the decks, but you can sometimes isolate the decks, isolate the backlog. Mixing metaphors a little bit there, but hopefully you get the principle. So that is day 23, how to start from sanity on paying yourself first. Actually, I will say one other thing about that title. What he's talking about, paying yourself, and again this reminds me there is a principle of advice to small businesses or sole traders paying themselves before they pay out on some of their other bills. He's not talking finances in this chapter, he's talking time. So give yourself the time first. If you need a rest, take the rest first. Rest and recover first. If you want to do something and you aren't setting aside the time to do that, then make sure you do that first. And again, this kind of harks back to his 3 hours, the setting aside of 3 hours, which, as I said, is something that I'm personally struggling with and probably need to look at and think about how I can address that. Because I do like this principle of let's operate from a place where we're happy, we know we've got a lot to do, but we're happy to do it. We feel like, I want to say in control, but obviously because he's saying that, we can't control life, that's probably the wrong phrase. But we feel calm and that we can deal with the things that life throws our way. So again, to reiterate, day 23, how to start from sanity on paying yourself first. I'm Lindsay Milner. Join me again the next time for Oliver Burkeman's Meditations for Mortals, a 4-week guide to doing what counts. See you then. Bye.